guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rise. We're back here at Loki Kia in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that mid-size 3-row SUV that's getting some changes for 2024. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Kia Sorento. This particular one is an S trim. But before we get into this Midnight Lake Blue, that's the name of the color. Love this color. Mid-size 3-row SUV. Let's talk about what's going on here. Very interesting that Kia has decided to keep the Sorento going. The only reason why I say that is because of the top selling Telluride. It is a 3-row SUV, but it's smaller, a tad smaller than the Telluride. Now what's fascinating is the mid-size 3-row SUV segment is on fire. Lots of competition, lots of redesigns, engine options, and technology. But what I want to do is I want to compare this to one of the top dogs. What vehicle is that going to be? That's going to be the 2024 Toyota Highlander. So let's go ahead, let's dive in our Sorento S trim and see, is it the one you should be buying over the mighty Highlander? Let's go ahead and find out. Right off the bat, I love the new look, especially in this color. Up front, new headlight design, full LED. Now when you compare this to the Highlander, this definitely looks more modern, and having it all be LED, especially with the way they bring it towards the front of the vehicle, gives it some sharp, crisp lines. Now as we work our way down, we do have some functional corner air curtains, which are nice, flat black, nothing too over the top. And then as we slide in front of the grille, you're gonna get that tiger nose shape. That's what they call the signature design of the Kia brand, tiger nose. Now what's fascinating is that this grille is actually smaller than the grille on the Highlander. And I like the way it has the gloss black accents and then this aluminum style trim along the bottom. Working our way down, some body color, gloss black, and then you have that aluminum finish along the lower lip. Very interesting because depending on how you trim this vehicle out, it really kind of changes the personality of it. Instead of this being all gloss black, I'm liking the aluminum accents. Now, as we rise up, the hood is the same. And what's underneath the hood is also the same. You're gonna have two different engine options. I'm gonna get more into that when we pop the hood. But of course, the Kia badge, still many people think that this is a KN. They don't see it as being Kia. And a lot of people are Googling, what car company is KN? It's Kia. Coming around the bend, when you go S trim, what kind of wheels are we getting? You're gonna get these gloss black machined aluminum 18-inch wheel. If you want bigger wheels, you can get bigger wheels, depending on what trim you go with. But the 18-inch wheel, I think overall fits it just fine, especially with the machined aluminum accents. 235 on the width, 60 series sidewall. This one is front-wheel drive. You can get your Sorento all-wheel drive. Plus, of course, there's a plug-in electric hybrid. When you compare that to the Highlander gives you a little bit more flexibility on power choices because they have hybrid, and you can get hybrid front-wheel drive, you get hybrid rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or you could get internal combustion engine, front-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. So, just depends on which way you want to go for sending power to the wheels. The flat black, I mean, I guess it could be worse. It could be all the way up here. I wish it was all body colored. But if you compare it to the Highlander, Highlander still has the same flat black around the fender opening as well. So it's kind of a draw. It's like a tie. Now coming down the side, because we have the S, you do have more of that aluminum style trim, color match on the mirror caps, LED turn signals, like the way it's nice and slim. And then from the side, I really think that the metal work really kind of gives a little bit of pizzazz to what could be just a bland vehicle. You're gonna have your aluminum style roof rail, the kind that's close to the actual body, they're not raised. And then you have your aluminum finish top and bottom, color match on the door handles, just a little bit of flat black along the bottom. And then working our way towards the rear, I really love the way they shape that quarter window. It definitely has more style to me than the Highlander. That's just me. Now, as we swing it around back, the one thing they got perfect was no exposed wiper. The wiper's actually tucked underneath there and swoops down. Nice long spoiler. Taillights, I'm glad that they're full LED. I just wish they didn't have this weird split in between them. Let me know how you feel about those taillights. And then as we wrap it up, going down to ground level, just a little bit of clean aluminum along the bottom. That's it, aluminum style. None of these finishes are actually aluminum. It's plastic, but it's got an aluminum style finish to it. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our Sorento S. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. Underneath the hood, this is gonna be your base standard engine in the Sorento S. What is it? It's a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline four. You could also get a turbocharged inline four, and there is a plug-in electric hybrid version. 191 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic. MPGs on the front wheel drive, around 23 in the city, 31 on the highway, and the vehicle could tow 2,000 pounds. Now, you could tow more pounds, more weight, with the other engine options. And if you compare this to the Highlander no longer has a naturally aspirated engine. They used to have a V6. The only thing you get is a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine or the hybrid. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this thing up and see the Sorento roll. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Midnight Lake Blue. What a very specific name. Midnight Lake Blue. Sorento S. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I need a new crossover SUV. My kids have destroyed the one that I already have, and I need something new. I'm not sure. Do I go Toyota? Do I go Kia? Tell me, what should I do? Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to give you the facts so that you can decide. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You need to make that decision for yourself. But what I can tell you, MSRP for the way this one is optioned is right around $36,000. Let's see how it stacks up to the Toyota. To the door panels. Love the clean style. Soft touch material. You got this metallic gunmetal gray finish by the door handle and this crisscross applesauce texture going on that just gives it a little bit of extra style. Armrest is nice and soft with some contrast stitching, no gloss black. Door pocket is a little tight, so maybe just one scone from Starbucks and your crappy drink that you could put from Starbucks in that cup holder. Now going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material. I'm liking the gunmetal metallic gray finish, better than just gloss black. You slide on in, you're gonna get that 12.3-inch infotainment system, full touchscreen, and it's all one piece. Throw it into reverse. Nice clear resolution on the backup camera. I'm actually very impressed, and you have the trajectory. Then we're right back where we started. Working your way down, you have your TFT display for your AC controls, dual climate. Down below, you do have 3 stages of heated seats, no ventilated seats at this price point. 2 USB-Cs, and you have wireless charging and a place for, I would say, 4, maybe 5 or 6 York peppermint patties. You have your shifter for your 8-speed automatic, 2 cup holders. This is your Kia Sorento key fob. Kia key fob. Drive mode selector knob, hill descent control, and you got a little cubby here for some Jolly Ranchers. I could put some boxes of Tic Tacs there, and then soft touch with the stitching. Open it up. What do we got? We got some storage in here. You could probably put, I would say, damn, about 30, maybe 28. 28 Atari game cartridges. Galaga, Asteroids, Track and Field. Those were the days. The one that I wouldn't want to play, but I wish I had because it's worth money, is E.T. One of the worst games out there, probably the worst. But if you have one, they're worth some money. So dig through your game cartridges and see if you have it. My brothers and sisters broke all my stuff. Being the oldest of 6 kids, not only did I get blamed for all the crap they did growing up and get punished for it, but they broke all my stuff. So thanks to them, I have nothing from my childhood except for the memories. But anyways, seats, soft touch material, like the way it's got the nice bolstering. You do have, what do we have? Power assist for the passenger? No, we don't. We have manual assist. So you have your manual for the bottom, manual for the back. It'd be nice to automatically know that kind of stuff, but you know, it is what it is sometimes. But the good news is that being on the driver's side, I have power assist. I do know that. On an S trim, you don't get a sunroof. No sunroof and manual seats. But why don't you get over here behind the wheel? Because I want to show you what's going on in the Sorento. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. No power seat setting for the driver's seat, but you do have the controls, which are nice, especially that lower lumbar. I'm 6 feet tall, great amount of room in here. And I really feel like it's spaced out a little bit better than the Highlander, believe it or not. Steering wheel, leather all the way around. You got some toggle switches, some flat black buttons. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you're gonna have that full 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. You could scroll through some information in the center, which is nice. And then of course you have all your other readouts. Very easy to understand, very easy to figure out. And you got your different modes, your different drive modes. But why don't you go ahead, let's get into the mid row and see how your passengers are gonna enjoy this Sorento. All right, guys, we are in this mid row of the S trim, and it's kind of cool because we already showed you the X-Line SX, and this is why I like showing the different trims. The S trim has a bench seat basically in here. So nice to see that you have that flexibility. If you need the center seat in the mid row, you have it. Now the backs of the seats, you do have the plastic. This is good for when your kids are picking their nose and they stick it here. You could easily wipe it off. You got enough room. I would slide probably a Simon Says, maybe a Game Boy or two in here, and then you could keep all the Game Boy cartridges in here. That to me is a good idea. You do have your 2 AC vents, and then look, somebody forgot to take this off. So when you buy a new Kia, they put film, protective film on everything. That's another area where they want to protect this when it's being shipped. 2 AC vents. Down below we have a 12 volt, and you have your USB-Cs on the back of the seats. Seats are great. They're comfy. I actually think these seats are more comfortable than the front seats, believe it or not. And what's great is that you have this 60-40 sliding action. So you can slide this separate from my seat. It's like my own little special area. And then of course, they have some recline, which is nice. But then you pull that down. Ooh, Charmin Soft, 2 cup holders. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the third row and see if there's enough room in there for the extra kids you decided to have. All right, guys, where am I? I squeezed myself into this third row. It's not the most comfortable, but I've actually been in worse, if you could believe that. My knees are just way too high. This is gonna be the one where the kids in your family that you like the least, have them sit in the third row. The nice thing is that they use the same material as the other rows. The not so nice thing is that, like I said, I'm just feel a little squished sitting here, but you got USB-Cs. I got a place for some Go-Gurt, a couple drinks, and then we're ready to rock and roll. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area because I want to take you for a spin in this Sorento. All right, guys, cargo area time. On the S trim, there's no electric assist. So you're gonna have to use a little bit of the old muscles to get that up. But the good news is, with the third row up, you actually have a pretty decent amount of room. You're actually looking at, with that third row up, 12.6 cubic feet of space. Now to fold the seats down and get more room, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Look how fast I did that. Boom. That's gonna give you 45.5 cubic feet of space. Now even on the S trim, there's those USB-Cs, and I like the way on the passenger side, you have easy access buttons to fold down the mid row, and then of course you have a 12 volt, which is great for when you're at the beach, tailgating, at a campsite, or you just want to plug something in just for the hell of it. Lift this up, a little bit of storage here, maybe put, I would say, You could actually probably put a dozen Dunkin' Donuts back here. Get some glaze, some jelly-filled Bavarian cream. But you know what? I want to push a button. There isn't one here. You got to use the muscles. Got that close? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go for a little spin and see how this Sorento drives. All right, guys, we are leaving Loki Kia. We're inside this 2024 Kia Sorento. Like I said, nice to have a couple different engine options. And then also nice that this has a real deal 8-speed automatic transmission. It's a conventional torque converter automatic transmission. Seating is wonderful, the space is great, and I think you're really gonna love the technology. Obviously, if you go this route, this is not the vehicle you wanna go with if you're looking for the fastest 0 to 60. 0 to 60 in this is gonna be right around 8.6 seconds. So not very quick, but that's not what it's about. It's about having enough oomph to get you down the road and to get a little bit better MPGs. And definitely with this being front wheel drive and being the less powerful of the two engine power plants, you're going to achieve that. But getting to the 12.3 inch infotainment system well within reach. I love the way the steering wheel does not block any information in the digital gauge cluster. You got your mode selector switch. You can go into eco, normal. I'm gonna go into sport, but there's also smart mode. If you're not feeling very smart, you're feeling kind of stupid, the decisions you made, put it into smart mode and it'll make you feel a little bit better. But let's go on throttle, here we go. 8-speed, drops down and we are off. So it's exactly what you're probably thinking. Not the quickest, and you can hear that 4-cylinder is really working there and it is kind of loud. Now I am in sport mode, which holds the revs a little bit higher. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and hit the mode selector switch, go into normal. Now I'm turning about 1500 RPM and it's nice and quiet. But overall, they did a great job on keeping the noises from outside the vehicle getting in. And the drivability is really well done. I mean, the 8-speed automatic is a smooth shifting transmission. It's just the engine, like I said, when you go on throttle, the engine is a little coarse. Even more so than the turbocharged 4-cylinder. So just something to think about when you're looking at power plant choices. But nice to have the full digital gauge cluster, the large infotainment system, and the seats are very supportive and comfortable without being smushy like a marshmallow. Plenty of storage, wireless charging, and you got the tech for the people in the back as well. Let's go ahead and make a quick U-turn here. So we're gonna make a U-turn. I'm gonna go on throttle. Do this a little on the quicker side. Easy to make a U-turn on throttle. Here we go. So drops down. But like I said, the engine's a little buzzy. That kind of comes with the territory because it is a 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. But the good news is it will get you out of your own way. That's the good news. But driving down the road, comfortable. There's not a bunch of gloss black all over the place, which I personally like. And you have that 3-row flexibility for when you need it. But I think they did a smart job on the refresh, helping it look a little bit more like the Telluride and the new EV9 and all the other vehicles. And for the price, I mean, you are getting a lot of SUV for $36,000, especially when you start looking at the prices of the different Highlanders. But I like the way the suspension is. Brakes are great, especially when people are just pulling out in front of you. I don't know if you heard that. You got emergency brake assist, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring. All those different safety technologies are in this vehicle. They call it the Kia DriveWise system. Get it? DriveWise, as in safe and smart. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review for you. Very simple to drive this vehicle. You feel comfortable, you feel confident, and it has the space if you need it. But we're gonna get back to Loki Kia and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day here at Loki Kia. Definitely got to thank Robert and the rest of the team getting us access to this refreshed 2024 Kia Sorento S trim. Let me know in the comment section, do you like this better than the Highlander, or are you going to go with that tried and true bulletproof reliability of the mighty Toyota? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up to Stephen Flood Photography. He makes the magic happen. No matter what challenges come his way, he always has a reason why those challenges are there. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.